Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. This is Moyna Bass Fishes. I'm Jim Moyna, professional bass fisherman. In this video, this is going to be about the 6th day of practice for me here at the 2024 MLF Toledo Series Tournament on Toledo Bend. Toledo Bend is a border lake between Texas and Louisiana. It's a huge lake. This is my first time here fishing a tournament. So, how did today go? I'm still frustrated. I'm not dialing in the quality fish. Quality fish here are, there's going to be bags over 25 pounds. I am nowhere near doing that. I don't know what these big fish are doing. They're not easy to come by. Today, at least I had, a few 3-pounders in the mix today. I didn't catch a whole lot of fish today, but at least I had a few 3-pounders, and maybe I learned a little way to catch some fish in the morning. I tied on a lure today that I haven't fished yet at all this week, and it accounted for multiple 3-pounders today. Well, three 3-pounders. So, and I know that ain't diddly squat for this lake. However, looking at the results from last year's Bass Open here, which was won by, God, what's his name? That guy, the guy with the YouTube channel, who's now in the elites. Doggone it, I can't remember. And he wears like a red shirt with a number on it. So anyhow, he smoked the field. He had like 29 pounds and 25 and another 20-pound bag. But that was first. Looking at 10th place last year, a fellow Minnesotan got 10th place last year, and he had, what did he have? He had like 44 pounds. So he probably, and seeing as how it's only the top 10 in the final day, he probably had like, he probably had like 34 or 35 pounds after 2 days, and then was able only to put in like 9 or 10 pounds on top of it the last day. I'm guessing. I never looked. I never thought of it never thought about that part of it until just now, because you can only, if you have a bad third day, the worst you can do is 10th place. So he probably had the worst third day out of the top 10, and that's where he ended up. So yeah, so I potentially could have had like a 14-pound bag today, but that's just not good. Even if I get two 14-pound bags in 2 days, that's questionable for getting a check out here. I need to get some good points. Well, my goal is to make the Toyota Championship, and you only get 3 tournaments in each division, so you only get 3 shots at it. So at Rayburn, I had just a mediocre tournament. If this one turns into a mediocre tournament, then my third one's got to be a really good tournament. I'd rather have this one be the really good tournament, and then the pressure's off on the last one. Anyhow, it was super windy today, and that makes it hard getting around out here, because it's just this late, and especially when you get a north wind or a south wind, which we had the south wind today, and it really tore the lake up. Man, you were not getting around very well out here at all. You kind of had to commit to an area, and if you wanted to make any big moves, you had to launch a boat where you wanted to practice in the morning, and then if you wanted to practice somewhere else in the afternoon, you had to take your boat out of the water and drive over to the other area. That's not what I did, because I didn't really. Oh, I had a few miles to drive in the big waves, but and that sucks. But a few miles, whatever. So Yeah, and tomorrow is the last practice day. I got to come up with something. I got to come up with a way to dial in these fish. I've really been leaning heavy on the forward sonar for, for probably about 65-70% of my practice. It's produced my biggest bites, but it's produced very few bites. So, which only goes to show you that there's more to it. There's more to fishing with forward sonar than just dropping your trolling motor at some random place in the lake and casting to something you see on the screen. No, there's way more to it than that. Let's not make it. It absolutely has changed the game. Forward sonar, it's totally changed the game. However, it's not as easy as it looks by any means. There's levels. There's levels of talent with that thing. There's levels of ability, and I know I'm not at the top level. I'm just in this week I've gotten even better. I didn't really think it was possible. Well, of course I knew it was possible, but I have gotten better this week. I'm kind of surprised myself with it's just my familiarity with it and with what I'm seeing. I'm just becoming more familiar with what I'm seeing. That's a big step. But I don't have all the pieces together with that thing. I'm not incorporating the use of it into the proper scheme, because I tried to get it going on Santa Cooper. Didn't happen at all there. That was brutal. And I'm trying to get it going here. It really isn't happening here. Although the thing is, that's where I got my big bites. So what am I supposed to do? All right. So that leaves me tomorrow. I'm just going to have to sleep on it and decide. I really don't know where I'm going to go tomorrow. I suppose one thing I could do is go hit the grass really hard and see how the grass treats me, because I haven't really fished a whole lot of grass in practice, and supposedly that's where a bunch of fish are. Anyways, listening to, I was watching a show called Tackle Talk Live, and the guy won some tournament. Some team won some tournament, but it's almost sounded like they were north of the bridge when they won that. But they didn't say that for sure. It could have been a misdirection, a mislead. I don't know. But, yeah, it could have been a mislead. He didn't really say for sure. He kind of, in the interview, the way it went down is, supposedly the guy's well known for fishing south of the bridge. There's a bridge that goes across this lake that basically it's just kind of a boundary, what locals consider the boundary between the north section of the lake and the south section of the lake, because it is roughly halfway. So the guy that won was notoriously known for fishing the south end, but the interviewer said something, made some indication that he kind of said that, and kind of made it basically got a reaction out of the guy being interviewed, the guy who won the tournament. Got a reaction out of him like, hey, don't be discounting what we can catch north of the bridge. But he didn't say that he actually caught his bag north of the bridge. He just basically said there's some good ones up there that they catch too at times. So, anyways. All right, so I guess that is about it, I'm really tired, and there's a lot of fishing pressure out here. That's the thing. It's crazy amount of fishing pressure out here. I just can't believe how much it's a Monday, and there was just boats all over the place. I mean, obviously we have our tournament, but most of these other boats I'm seeing are just local guys just out fishing. And here's a funny story. Yesterday I saw three fish caught. Two of the fishermen were fishing by themselves, and the fish went right in the live well. One guy measured it, and then it went in the live well. So I don't know if he was fishing in a tournament where you can fish by yourself, or if he's just catching dinner. And the other guy just threw his fish in the live well. So I don't know if that guy was solo as well. So I don't know if he was fishing for dinner or what. I don't even consider bass are my pets. That's what I tell everybody. Bass are my pets. So I never even consider keeping a bass ever. I'll keep all the other fish, crappies, northern pike, walleye, bluegill, and whatever else I'm not thinking of right now. So, and then the third guy that I saw catch one, this is the dangest thing. The guy made me laugh because I saw him hook up this fish, and he was fighting this fish like this was the winning fish in a major tournament. Because you know how, and I'll do this too. When I get really excited, when I get really amped, I'll just go in kind of a crouch stance while I'm reeling the fish, and I'll kind of crouch down, and that's what this guy was doing. So I'm like, oh my God, this. In my mind, I'm thinking that, yeah, this whatever fish this guy's got, it's like it means a hell of a lot to this guy, a hell of a lot, because he had the crowd. He could just tell that he was just amped, just jacked about having his fish hooked, and it was such a tenuous situation of whether he's going to get it or whether the fish is going to get away. It just totally had the look of a guy who had the winning fish on his line for any like major national tournament. We've seen this look many times, and I'm guilty of it too, where you just get in this you just crouch down, and you're reeling, and so the guy gets I can't even remember if they netted it or if he just swung it in. I can't remember that part. But he gets it in, unhooks it, and then he tosses it to the center of the boat. And I hear it land into an empty 5-gallon plastic pail. and then of course you hear the fish flopping around in this pail. I'm like, oh my God, this was just a freaking meat harvest. That nothing more. That maybe the guy must not have eaten in fucking a week, because this fish was that big. Oh my God, I'm not against keeping fish and eating them by any means, but just the whole, the whole thing. And then of course, we continue fishing within sound of each other, and I can hear this fish flop in the bucket just a few minutes later, and then a few more minutes later, and then of course that was the last of it for that fish flopping around. And it was like a 2.5, 3 pound fish. It was a nice little fish. So all right, well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Over.